And welcome into Press Box Live, the baseball chat. Stan the Fan of Press Box at PressBoxOnline.com. Luke Jackson, not John Colson, is on with us. Luke Jackson is the managing editor of Press Box, and the general manager of Press Box is Mr. John Colson. But Luke Jackson is with us. And 1978 National League All-Star left-hander Ross Grimsley joins us as always on these Monday baseball talks. A lot to talk about this week. Gotta say at the outset, was very, very disappointed after the Orioles had won 6 out of 7 somehow. And it looked like, all right, maybe we're going to get back close enough to be in this thing. Losing those last 2 games to the Marlins was very, very disappointing, Luke.
Absolutely. And you might have seen just now that I changed my name. The Rays just took a lefty in the 11th round named Luke Jackson. So now you can say not only is there a major league reliever named Luke Jackson, not only was there a 76ers center way back in the day named Luke Jackson, there is now a Rays farmhand named Luke Jackson. And he's going to be awesome.
That he's got to sign first.
He has to sign, but we're going to sign. We're going to sign.
All right.
It's not going to be a ton of money, but we're going to sign, and we're going to make the real bucks in the major leagues, right, Ross?
Is Luke Jackson the agent now?
I'm the agent
it all.
Luke Jackson. Yes, I'm doing it all. Perfect. Yes. I forget even what the question was. I'm sorry. What
the question was?
Disappointing weekend. Yeah, that stunk.
Disappointing
losing that you know who it didn't stink for? Kyle Stowers. Yeah. Really didn't stink for him.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Ross. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Did you ever have an awesome performance against one of your former teams? Like a memorable, shutout or game
no.
like that against?
No.
Okay.
No, the Reds knocked me around a little bit. I never got to pitch against the Orioles. Okay. So no.
You never pitched against the Orioles when you were with Cleveland?
No, I didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pitched against them in spring. I think I pitched against them in spring training, maybe. I really don't remember.
All right, let's get back to the Luke. How disappointing was that? Those 2 losses.
Well, I think it put a damper in any thought that the Orioles could make a second half run when you combine that weekend with the August schedule that they have in particular. And that really tough schedule bleeds into September some. So that's where I think they're absolutely sellers, and I think they're open for business, as the Brian Baker deal indicated. Yeah. And I think in the 2 weeks after the All-Star break, or really once the draft is over, I think Mike Elias will be fielding a lot of calls on the players he has on expiring contracts, and maybe even, as we saw with Baker, some players with team control left, perhaps.
They would be more very interesting for other teams to look at.
Yeah, and they would bring back better returns.
Yep.
And you might have to get creative, because these guys on expiring contracts, I don't think many of them are going to bring back super interesting returns. So might be time to get creative.
What about the combination of, say, Charlie Morton with somebody?
Sure. Listen, this team is on pace to win about 72, 73, 74 games, whatever it is.
Right.
I'm open to pretty much anything. And if the season goes sideways again next year, then you're having some really uncomfortable conversations about guys like Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman. You really want to cut that off at the pass, so to speak. And as we stand right now, either the core isn't good enough or the players supporting the core aren't good enough. So this roster needs help, and I'm willing to think creatively to try to make the changes necessary, because I think we all can agree this roster has gotten pretty stale.
By the way, I've done this the last 3 shows. I've forgotten to mention at the outset that the Costin presents these baseball chats on Mondays. So we thank our friends at the Costin with two great locations now. One in North Point Boulevard, been there for 54 years, and Timonium OTB above the clubhouse there, where the OTB is the new Costas Inn. Been there less than 54 days there. Probably been there about 30 days. But great food at both locations. Talk more about that a little bit later on in the show. The Baker trade caught Ross. You say it caught you off guard. I got all of a sudden I got this buzz from people today. I was at lunch today and they were saying, yeah, they traded him right after he got torched by the Mets. I don't think that had anything to do. The one performance had anything to do with trading Brian.
He had been the one of the top pitchers out of the pen. You depend on it.
Probably been their second best reliever.
Yeah, well, when he come in the game, you knew he was going to throw strikes. He was going to get some people out, and that was kind of I think that kind of shows you that possibly that's the direction that they're going. We're going to get some younger people, the Orioles are on the cusp of going deep into playoffs and hopefully to the World Series this year. That was the idea. Obviously, injuries, I totally understand that, but when you're starting to, you're going to end up going back to where you was a few years ago, and they're going to have to see what some of these guys that come to the big leagues, they haven't really. Rushman especially, he's went backwards for me. Yeah. So, and that's kind of a concern from what he was when he came up. I mean, here's a guy that you really thought. Henderson at shortstop. I mean, he makes some errors, but I mean, I think he's a good player. I think he's gonna be fine. Center field's an issue that if you're not going to score runs, you got to get somebody to score some runs. And the big thing is pitching. If you don't have the pitching, you're not going anywhere. And the Orioles, they just really haven't developed any pitchers like we talked about before the show, other than one or two guys. And you're going to have to get pitching. That's just the bottom line. If you want to prevail in the playoffs and get to the World Series, you got to get some pitching. And I know it's scary to go out and try to sign or trade for some guys because the injury situation is just devastating. But you're going to have to try it because you can't
win without
the two losses. No, the two losses against Miami. The pitching was, Rogers is doing fantastic over the 6 starts he's had since he came back up. And I mean, that's a bright spot right there, but you're going to have to get some more starters to give that bullpen a break occasionally. And that has been one of the problems over the years.
Yeah. Luke, one of the things is we wonder about Mike Elias now. There's a lot of questions about his ability to sort of take a team over the hump. But you also have to start looking at they touted Kyle Stowers quite a bit when they signed him. They were ecstatic that they got him. I mean, they were on the level of being as excited about him, I think, as Jordan Westburg.
Yeah, I saw plenty of Stowers in 2019 at Aberdeen. I could see why they were excited. Terrific guy.
Yeah. So my question is, did they forget what the return was? Because now it looks like a fair return. And I heard Craig Mish the other day on one of the radio shows on 105, and he was talking about that Norby was the guy that the Marlins really wanted in the trade. And that Stowers, I'm not saying he was a throw-in, but he was the lesser guy to them. He's now an all-star. Norby is questionable what he's going to be. But I go back to last year, Luke. We were at spring training last year, and Stowers hit like 7 home runs. And they're coming north, and they made the big announcement that Jackson Holliday is not coming north.
Right.
He's going to start the season in minor leagues. So I said, well, Stowers is going to make the team. They ended up optioning Stowers out and signing Tony Kemp for like 2 weeks. He got
Right.
about 6
Yeah.
at bats. And whenever I'm a big proponent that whenever you send a guy to the minors, it's very easy to say, hey, don't get down about this or whatever. But Stowers got down about it because it had been like the third or fourth time he'd been sent out by the club. So Stowers stagnated down there at Norfolk last year. And then when the trade deadline comes around, they put him in that deal. I think he may be a better player than Colton Cowser.
Could be. Colton plays.
He's certainly a lot better than Heston Kjerstad.
True. Colton plays a pretty good center field, and he's 2 years younger. So
I like Colton Cowser. I'm
Yeah,
not
he's
trying to knock him.
yeah, right.
But-
So to your point, I think Kyle definitely deserved one last extended opportunity with the big league club in Baltimore last year, coming out of spring. I think you're absolutely correct about that, and I think you're also absolutely correct that they really didn't know what to do with him for 2 or 3 years there, where he
Yeah.
was. I mean, he never got an extended opportunity, and that was partially because they had a really good at the time right fielder in Anthony Santander, who
Right.
weren't going to take out of the lineup. But I mean, you could also run through the laundry list of corner outfielders they played alongside Anthony Santander. So
Right.
we don't have to do that. That list is known, but you're absolutely right that.
And here's my question. Doesn't it look like they're doing the same exact thing, Ross, with Kobe Mayo right now? They're playing him not enough. And I understand you want to win games at the major league level. That's Tony Mazzolino's big thing is being an interim manager. He wants to win games. So he's saying, we're going to play him against every left-handed pitcher. Well, damn it. This is like a number 2 pick that you had. He was your number 1 pick. He was in the top 10 or 12 pick prospects in baseball. Now you've lowered he's and don't get me wrong, the player deserves some of the credit for lowering his value too, but his value is tanking. You're not getting to see and help him develop the major league level, and I don't think it's enough to say, well, we're going to play him against every left-handed pitcher. You can't play him when Ryan Mountcastle's out for 8 or 9 weeks. You can't find ways to play him. I don't understand that.
Well, when you pay O'Neill 3-year contract for X number of dollars and he's ready to play, guess who's going to be in there? Him. But on the other thing with Stowers and with Mayo, when guys get sent down, and I've seen this, and I went through it myself, you're going to get down, but you know what? You're not only playing for the team you're with, you're playing for the other 29 teams. So you need to go out and bust your ass and show the parent team and show the other teams that, you know what? Because a lot of people see you get down, they go, is this somebody that we want when the chips are, on the line? Is he going to be somebody that's going to let this type of thing get him down? Obviously, Stowers came back and said, you know what? Hey, you trade me, I'm going to show you something, and that's how you hope a lot of players feel and how they go about their business. Some guys just wilt. They go, I can't do anymore. I'll tell you a story. Rich Amaral. I don't know if you remember him.
I remember Richie Amaral.
He was a 3-time. I think 3 times he led the Pacific Coast League in hitting, and he got sent down every year. Never came to the game.
He was with the Giants, right?
With the Giants, yeah. Wait, yes. No, he was with Seattle. He was with Seattle at the time, I believe. And anyway, he gets sent down. Led the league in hitting every year. The PCL got sent down, and he goes, well, what else can I do? I said, keep doing what you're doing. That's all you can do. And he went on. I think he went to the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken, and he made a lot of money. But here's a guy that led the league in hitting 3 years in a row and didn't even get a taste of it,
Right.
But he kept busting his butt.
Right.
And the same, I can tell you, Vukovic with the pitcher with the Brewers, same thing. He was with the Cubs, I believe, at the time, and we were sitting in a bar in Rush Street in Chicago. And
Why
he was
are
going
all your stories around sitting in a bar, Ross?
but we were sitting. He was going to quit.
Yeah.
He was going to quit. He said, "I can't." I said, "You're in the big leagues. What do you mean you're going to quit?" And he went on to be a Cy Young Award winner. So it's just, I mean, there's going to be some distractions. There's going to be some things that go
Ross,
wrong.
Did he give you any of his money?
Not a dime.
Not a dime. Okay.
Hey, it happened. You remember Mike Blowers,
Yeah.
third baseman? He was with Seattle. He's going to do the same thing. He was going to quit, take a job making 50 grand. He had a wife and a child. And again, we're sitting, wasn't in a bar, but we were sitting somewhere, and I'm going, Jesus Christ, you got a great arm, you got a ton of power, and you can't walk away from this. Goes to the Yankees, makes big time money.
Yeah.
But it's that you're just that close, and just a little bit takes you away from that, and you're out. But the guys that keep their head to the grindstone and bust their butt and keep working through all the adversity, those are the guys you want, and those are the guys that a lot of times they come out on top.
To your point, I understand that I think Heston Kjerstad is hitting about now. Look, I don't like him any longer as a major league player, but I could be proven wrong one day. But he's hitting about 200 at AAA, and that's not the type of player he is.
Right. So I think Kyle Stowers deserves a lot of credit for making the necessary adjustments. As Ross said, it clearly to me seemed to me this weekend that his swing is a lot shorter than it was when he was in Baltimore. And listen, that came after struggling in Miami in the second half of last year, if you recall. It did not go well for him. And he made some serious adjustments this spring with the Marlins. And he's been able to get to the high fastball, which was a big issue for him. If you recall, when he was in Baltimore, once he got to the big leagues, pitchers would just feed him velocity at the top of the zone. His swing was too long, had a hole in his swing, couldn't deal with it. Now he's able to deal with it, and he's able to cover the zone a lot more effectively because of it. Now Heston Kjerstad has to make similar adjustments so that he can cover the strike zone more effectively, like Kyle Stowers has.
Yeah. Fair enough. Luke, what are you expecting as we get to within 2 weeks of the deadline? Who do you think is going to go?
Well, I think rental relievers with big stuff usually go. So that's Dominguez and Soto. They're a little erratic, but I think they'll be able to find a taker for each of those guys. Morton, his swing and miss stuff is back. I think they'll be able to find a taker for him. Again, for any of these guys, I don't know how much they're going to get back. Let's see. O'Hearn, they'll be able to find a taker for him. There are a lot of teams that could use a left-handed bat like his in their lineup, because there's just so few teams that have a complete lineup at this point. It's like the Cubs, and that kind of might be it. I don't know. Let's see, like even a team like the Phillies is 15 games over 500. You look at the bottom half of that lineup, it's pretty soft. But that's baseball in 2025. Cedric Mullins, maybe as like a team's extra outfielder, maybe like a fourth outfield type, perhaps. But
the Phillies interested in him.
The thing is, like, he can't really play a corner because his arm sucks. Like,
I thought they were looking at him as a center fielder.
And Houston was talking about getting him because they were moving Altuve back to second and playing him a good bit in left field.
Okay, in that left field, that might work.
Yeah.
So, what other rentals do you think could be on the move besides the guys?
I wonder if Laureano is so attractive right now that you could get a little like a Morton Laureano deal.
Yeah, and you get a club option on Laureano as well.
Yeah,
on the back end of that. So that's attractive, I would think.
Yeah,
I really like him.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
This guy busts his butt. He hustles. He's a above average outfielder and
can really throw
with a decent arm, and he swings a bat halfway decent at times.
And to me, I think the most interesting part of this deadline is just how active are they in listening to players who have multiple years of club control remaining. So that's like Felix Bautista, who has 2.5 years of club control. Adley Rutschman has 2.5 years of club control. If, say, a team like the Padres, who really needs a catcher, and AJ Preller gets aggressive and is willing to overpay for Adley Rutschman, do you listen to that? I would listen to that. That sort of thing is what I'm more interested in.
Okay. Fair enough. Guys, I need your thumbs to join me. I got two thumbs.
Thumbs are up.
I got two thumbs now. One
Two
for
thumbs for crab cakes.
4100 North Point Boulevard, and one for the Timonium OTB. That's for the Costas Inn. We always give them 6 thumbs up on this show. The Costas Inn now with 2 great locations, same great menu. The only difference, and it's a significant one, you can still get steamed crabs at 4100 North Point Boulevard out there in Dundalk. So if you want steamed crabs, 410-477-1975 is the phone number. But if you want the same great dining and you're closer in that area to Timonium, if you're in Cockeysville, Lutherville, Cockeysville, Pikesville, Towson, maybe you want to stop by the new location at the Costas Inn. Same great service, same great food, terrific menu. CostasInn.com is the website. But check out for the first time the new Costas Inn. I tell you, I think you're going to love it. I've been there a couple times already, and the food is exceptional at my friends the Costas Inn. All right. Now back to the program. Do any of you, we're talking tonight on Monday, right? A couple hours before. Any of you have much interest in this home run derby? Luke, does that excite you much? You're the age that is geared for. I think Ross and
is it geared toward me? It's not geared toward Ross.
I don't think it's geared toward Ross.
Not really, but I got my picks.
I mean,
I'll
watch. I'll watch. I don't know.
I may peek at it too. I'm not going to spend all
night.
night.
It's a popular event for people to bet on, and
Yeah.
If
I can get a wager in, I'll do that.
Oh, a wager. So who would you wager on, Ross?
Well, Riley would be the top top dog, I think. But I also like
he's not even in it.
Do you mean Matt Olson?
You mean Matt Olson?
The catcher's not in it?
Oh, Raleigh. Oh, I thought you meant Austin
Cal
Riley.
Raleigh.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's my southern accent. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. And so,
my money would be on the Nationals. Woods.
Okay.
Young guy.
Wood.
Yeah.
All right. I like the big dumper pick. That's good.
The Raleigh pick. Okay.
Yeah. Riley.
Riley. I like
Raleigh,
Matt
North
Olson,
Carolina.
All right, so we just named half the field. How about Junior Caminero? I like that.
I mentioned him mentioned him in my column. He could put up a good.
See the bat he's using? The bat is like designed with his face on it. So he's using a bat of himself.
How lively are the balls?
Oh, they're like golf balls.
Oh, at least.
So think about the baseballs they used in 2019. Yeah. And those are the baseballs that they're going to use at the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, it'd be balls flying out of the stadium.
The All-Star Game itself tomorrow night, does it hold as much allure to you, Ross, as it once did? I mean, it's tough to separate you from it because you were a player, but it used to be something that was really exciting, and the starting pitcher used to go 2 to 3 innings. Now it's going to be 9 pitchers. They're all going to throw an inning. I already heard DeGrom. They kind of don't think he knows he's probably not going to pitch in the game because he threw on Saturday, and that's 3 days. So
not a good idea.
It's just the game is not that exciting. Once a run is scored, you go, well, that's probably it.
It's a different mindset, like you said. It's a different era of baseball. I know back, when I was a kid, we used to watch it because you knew all the great players were going to play in it, the great pitchers, and it meant something to the players. I know even when I was in since '78, which I was in awe of the guys on that team. I was amazed that I was in the same locker room with them, you know. But it was amazing. But the guys have a lot, and it depends on.
Who
I
were
know.
Ross, who were some of your teammates? Would that have been like, who was on that
Well,
team?
it was me and Steve Rogers that came from the Expos,
Right.
and that was nobody else, you know,
Was
made it that year.
Was Dale Murphy on your team?
What the All-Star?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rose, Garvey,
Schmidt.
Smith was there. It was. I mean, it was some great players, and you know, in having Rose on the team, you know, I mean, he wanted to win every time he did anything, and he was gonna bust his butt and do what he could, and it rubs off on other people, you know, because I mean, got a lot of guys. I'm out here playing. I want to win, and of course you do. I mean, you should, and I don't think it doesn't mean that much to the players, because you see a lot of players don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they'll find and DeGrom. Here's a guy's had 2 Tommy John surgeries, and you know, when you have 2, there's a good chance you're going to end up having another one. But yeah, and you got to be very careful now, and everybody is worried about you know, somebody getting hurt or you know, a front office or a manager or something. You're not gonna, you know, guys don't want to go out and do that. It doesn't mean the same thing to them.
But it also
as it once
doesn't mean
did.
the same thing. You guys in the National League, now I know you had time in the American League in between, but you guys in the old days, the 2 leagues really didn't like each other.
No,
And now,
it,
with the
yeah.
union being as strong as it is, everybody's kind of a partner in the whole thing, and they play each other all the time now.
Right.
So it's not the same it was back in the
No,
day.
it's changed. It changed the game. It changed how you look at it. Like you said, you would play a World Series team and you never saw them.
Yeah.
So it was brand new. And the same with the All-Star Game. You're playing against National or American leagues, whichever league you were in, seeing some of the guys for the first time, and it was really exciting to see that, because I mean, some guys never saw Brooks Robinson, some guys never saw Roberto Clemente or Willie Mays or McCovey or Bench. I mean, the guys never saw him, you know, and there was and then you go, holy cow, he is what people said he was, you know. It's totally different now. It's just totally different.
All right.
You mentioned a player there real quick, Ross, McCovey. You pitched to him much?
Yes, I did.
What was that like?
He was my favorite player growing up.
Really?
And I was a big Willie McCovey fan as a kid. And he was always, when I was with the Giants, all the old players were always out there in spring training.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Cepeda, Mays, McCovey, and McCovey was saying something, and somebody said, how'd you do against him? I said, well, he hit about 130 off of me. And he goes, I did not. I'm going, oh, you did. So, left on. I happened to get I got one Hall of Famer out sometimes.
Yeah. Did he hit a home run off you? Did he ever homer off you?
No, he didn't. I had a lot of luck against him the times I pitched against him.
Okay.
But but it was that was a thrill. A thrill to get to play against the guy you loved growing up as a kid.
All right, Luke. I got Russ. I got a little 1978 All-Star Game trivia for you. You ready?
Okay.
All right, a little rapid fire. Who started the game for the AL? Starting pitcher for the AL?
Palmer.
Yep. He 2 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs,
3 runs. Yeah.
4 walks. Stan.
Yeah.
4 strikeouts. Do you know?
If I'm not mistaken, is that the game where he gave up a couple home runs in the first inning?
Ooh.
Oh, who hit?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm just telling you. I made a bet on the All-Star Game. I think it must have been the under or something. Yeah. But the game was over, and Palmer was the starting pitcher.
No, there were no home runs hit by the NL.
No homer.
All right. So who started for the NL?
Steve Rogers.
He came in relief first.
Did he? Okay. I
Who?
thought he started. Yeah,
It was
started?
Vita Blue who started 3 innings,
Vita
5
Blue.
hits,
Yeah,
3 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts.
that's right. Yeah.
Do you know who gave it up big time for the AL? Who got the loss for the AL? Rough inning for this guy.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I just saw this the other day, and I'm trying to. Oh, who was that?
What team was he with, Luke?
Oh, I know. Gossage.
It was Goose Gossage. 1
Yes.
inning, 4
Yeah.
hits, 4 runs, 1
Oof.
walk, 1 strikeout.
Woo.
Got hit around. Goose
And he gave
Gossage.
up a home run, didn't he?
No, he did not.
He didn't.
No. And who was the winning pitcher for the NL?
Oh, geez. Suter? Was
Yep.
Suter there?
You got it right.
Wasn't he?
How about that?
That was a
Where
good
was the-
guess, wasn't it?
Where was the game played, Ross?
San Diego.
San Diego.
That
At
must
Jack
have been a good
Murphy,
time.
old Jack Murphy Stadium.
I'll tell you, I didn't get to pitch in it, but me and Mike Flanagan met at the mound after the game because he didn't get to pitch in it, and we shook hands and high-fived and went to our different clubhouses. That was our thrill right there.
You were good friends with Flanagan from when you were with the Orioles?
Yeah.
He was just
Well,
coming up.
He came up, and then after I left, we still,
Yeah.
well, we stayed. We lived in Baltimore. We were around him a lot and stuff. And
I got one more question for you. Do you
Go
remember
ahead, Luke.
who the MVP was of that game?
Garvey.
You were right again.
Was it night? What a
Yes.
guess! Holy cow! I knew he was there.
Yep. He was,
Was he
2 for
still
3.
was he still with the Dodgers?
Yeah. Yes.
He
I
was
believe-
with the
yeah.
Dodgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
He drove in 2 runs that day. So it was Steve Gardy. And I assume he must have gotten a big hit off of Gossage in the last inning.
Yeah. It was. He did. He did.
So-
I saw this probably a week ago. I watched.
How did
was
you
on
fare?
television.
How did you fare against Garvey?
I couldn't get the Dodgers out.
You
I
couldn't get 'em
couldn't
out.
get them out. No, couldn't get them. Like the Phillies, couldn't get them out either.
That's what separated Ross from being a real good pitcher from being a
Yeah.
great pitcher. He didn't have trouble with individual hitters, Luke. He had trouble with whole teams. Couldn't get the Dodgers
I
out.
tell you, that was the deal. Don't let the hitters that hit you beat you.
Right.
You know?
Was it the teams that would send out like 8 right-handed hitters against you?
No, it just
not really? Okay.
no, yeah, because I had a really good changeup, and but some of the guys that just the way. I mean, I was overpowering. I was when I first came up, but then I learned to pitch a little bit, and I had to be really tricky, really locate a lot, and I won sometimes, but other times they jumped on me pretty good.
Ross, what was the role like was it 1974 that the team came back from a big deficit to Boston?
Yeah.
And I remember buying tickets. I had a friend of mine, I was living in Atlantic City that summer, parking cars, and he was going to Boston. And he said, "You want me to get any tickets for you? I'm going to a Red Sox game." And I said, "Yeah, get me 2 tickets. Let me look at the schedule." And the Orioles were going to play like September the 15th or something like that. And I got 2 tickets. And the Orioles made a comeback, which I thought they would, but you guys blew past the Red Sox. It went from like an 8 or 9 game deficit.
8.5, 9. Yeah,
And
I think
you
it's
were
August
in front of
10th or
them.
something.
You were in front of them by 8 games by the time you were playing them. That I never used the tickets.
You know what?
And
me
including,
Cuellar,
wasn't it Labor Day? You and Cuellar pitched back-to-back shutouts,
back-to-back shutouts, and that was the downfall then. They go,
and that was against the Red Sox, right?
yeah, in Baltimore.
In
And,
Baltimore, yeah.
We went on after I think we had 50 something innings that we didn't give up a run. I mean, it was
Unbelievable.
It was fantastic. I mean, I'll never forget. And we had a meeting over at Belanger's house because and we say the way me, Cuellar, Palmer, and McNally were just. It was one of them years where we were dealing,
Yeah.
and we just said, get us some runs early. You get us some runs early, there's a good chance we're going to win because we're going to hold them down usually, and that's what happened. I mean, we were 26 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something ridiculous, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was, for me, it was probably the best year I had. And just being with McNally and Cuellar was such a learning, educational thing for me. I'm so grateful for both those guys, especially Cuellar. Cuellar was a great friend and a tremendous mentor. It just and he didn't say a whole lot. I just watched him, and I'd ask a question every now and then, and it was great. And then watching some of the other pitchers in the league, that was really really good. But a lot of fun that year.
Ross, it was funny. About 2 weeks ago, they had Dave McNally's grandson came to town with his baseball team from Utah. I may have mentioned this to you, but throwing out the first pitch was Dave McNally's great grandson.
Oh, geez, yeah.
He was about 14 years old, and he fired from the rubber like a strike right to the catcher. And Rockabaco turned to me and he goes, "They ought to sign him right. Elias ought to sign him right now."
Was he left-handed?
No, he's right-handed.
Right-handed,
He's
yeah.
right-handed. But he looked like, don't be surprised if you see that kid in the major leagues one day.
Good God, really. Hey, I was one of the signees. I got to send this out. That just got drafted. He got drafted by the Reds. His name was Aaron Watson. I saw him pitch down in Fort Myers. He was a second-round pick for the Reds. Right-handed pitcher. He's big, about 6'5", and really, really polished. And I was there with friends and that I knew their son was on the team, and caught him. And he was second-round draft pick. And I was really wasn't surprised. Saw him pitch, and he was really good. High school kid.
Good.
Oh,
So hats off to him. Yeah.
and so going in the second round, I assume he plans to sign.
Well, he's going. He had he has, I think, a free ride to Florida. So
Boy, how'd you like to have that choice, Stan? You either go to the University of Florida for free, probably get some NIL money, or you can start your pro career. I like that. Those are good things to have, Ross.
why don't you go just get your money and get your college paid for by them, and go ahead and get your
Yeah. I mean,
started.
I mean, if he was drafted in the second round, I assume that he's ready to go pro. And it sounds, listening to you, it sounds like he's ready for that.
I didn't. I kind of got mixed signals on that from some people, so I'm not really sure. But I think the second round pick is about what, $3 million or something like that. So
that's hard to turn down, right?
Really, but then what's he going to get at Florida?
Right.
You're going to get $1 million to do that?
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, I think with the money, I'd go ahead and then go to college during the off season, learn about economics and finances.
All right, guys, we've been all over the map today. It's going to be certainly an interesting start to the second half. What with the rest of the draft coming tonight, and then the Orioles will pick back up in Tampa on Friday. That's going to do it for today. We've been brought to you by the Costas Inn. Let me get the thumbs up again.
Thumbs are up
for everybody. 6 thumbs up for the Costas Inn.
Is it getting ready to storm there? Look, it just got really dark at your place.
Yeah, all of a sudden it got very dark here. It's getting ready in Pikesville. We'll see everybody next Monday. We all good for about 5 o'clock on next Monday?
Yeah.
Sound
At
good?
some point, I want to get my buddy Scott Kornberg on. He does the play-by-play for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Oh yeah,
and they play the Tides quite a bit. So I would love to get him on at some point soon to talk about his broadcast career and talk a little bit about the Tides. He loves Basayo, loves him.
Love to do it. Love to do it. Guys, take care, and I'll see you. Enjoy the home run derby tonight. Bye for now.